It's, Gabby is yelling at me. I don't know why Gabby is yelling at me, but she's yelling at me. So if she yells at me while you're on there, that's Gabby by contributing to the conversation. All right, it is December 4th. We have a very long title. Thou shalt not seek something for nothing. And this is from Georgiana Tree West from Prosperity's 10 Commandments from 1946, and she is from Unity. One of the most difficult things in life to understand is the apparently unjust distribution of riches. Self-respecting, upright people with keen minds who are endeavoring to live constructive, creative lives are oftentimes poor as the proverbial church mouse. Such people frequently become embittered, wondering why persons who are unsound ethically, have underdeveloped minds, and lead useless and sometimes vicious lives are literally rolling in manifest wealth. The answer is that wealth is the outpicturing of the state of mind. The earnestly striving person whose efforts are not richly compensated may have a poverty consciousness. This is by far the most common reason for the inadequate returns for conscientious endeavor. The mind that is filled with the fear of lack or the acceptance of lack or rebellion against circumstances is for the time being definitely failing to collect the just compensation due to this outer realm of cause and effect. Since nothing is ever lost, they will at some point of their existence reap the benefits of every effort they make when they have freed their mind from the poverty complex. On the other hand, an apparently useless person who seems to be giving nothing to life may have a money consciousness. They may be utterly convinced that the world is their oyster and thoughtlessly proceed to grab and use selfishly everything in sight. With no thought of lack in their mind, they will continue wealthy, although their wrong use of wealth must eventually bring them misery and disappointment. Such situations call for compassion rather than envy or rebellion, for we are seeing only in part. We are seeing the beginnings of a violation of the law of giving and receiving that can only result in disaster at some future time for the one who faces life so unintelligently. Okay. I feel like I just read a master's thesis on on prosperity. So, what did I walk away from with that? And it's kind of let me sum this up for you. Why are good people not rolling in money? Probably because somewhere in there we have this idea that we have an idea of lack, and it's probably deeply buried. That's what she says. Okay. Now, so then why do unethical people, why are they rolling in money? Well, because they're unethical, because all they care about is money. And so that's all they're focused on. And they're not, and they're definitely not focused on a lack of money. They are focused on how much they deserve. Okay. Whether they actually deserve it or not. And I think that's where she made that article, or that argument. It's like, look, there are a whole lot of people in the world who have a whole lot of money because they believe that they deserve it. And there are a whole lot of people in the world who do deserve, but don't get it. Now, because they don't believe at some level that they deserve it. Now, I'm also going to make the argument that all of those people who believe that they deserve it also believe that other people don't, hence their selfish use of the law. And so they are unethically keeping money away from people who actually deserve it. And the people who actually deserve it have not stood up and said, you know what? You've got enough. You don't need any more, and we deserve more. Okay? And that's as far as I'm going to go in there, because that's part of that whole social justice thing. But I am going to point out to you, because she did say disaster, that she said that wealthy people deserve compassion because we don't know what their lives are like. All right? Because the people who are poor as church mice, as she said, typically are living full, rich, creative lives. They just don't have the money. You know, they have full, rich relationships. They have activities. They may be satisfied with the work that they do, even if they're not being fairly compensated for it, you know, but they have full, rich lives that aren't just about money. Okay. Now go and talk to some of these people who are fabulously wealthy, and they're suspicious of absolutely every person in their life because they believe that every person in their life only wants their money. Would you rather be a church mice or worry about everybody in your life only wanting money? You know, and there's more to that. There's more, you know, there's more than that. When you've got, I was just watching an interview with Kenan Thompson, and he had an accountant who walked off with the first $1 million that he made. And the IRS didn't care that somebody stole the first $1 million that he made. They just wanted to be paid. And so he's like, but I don't have it because somebody stole it, you know? So there, which is why anytime I talk about prosperity, and do not get me wrong, I know how important money is. And, you know, when they say money can't buy you happiness, nobody can solve a whole lot of your problems. So I am not against money. I just think that we get too focused on money when we talk about prosperity. We forget to look at the richness of our relationships. We forget to look at the richness of the time that we have. We forget to look at the richness of our creativity, of our experiences. I think we get too focused on money. I don't want to be that wealthy person who is suspicious of everybody in my life, that they're only in my life because they want money. You know, I like Raymond Charles Barker's definition of prosperity, which is that to be able to do what I want when I want. Am I there? No, but I'm close enough. For the most part, you know, most of the things that I want to do only take a little bit of planning. So, so I would say I definitely don't live in a lack. I'm not poor as a church mouse. I would say that most of the time I'm comfortable. But I would tell you that I'm prosperous because of the richness of my experiences and the richness of my relationships and the richness of, the creativity that I get to do, including things like this. So, I'm sure that there are a whole lot of good people out there, including me, who have that deep-seated, somewhere deep in our consciousness, we were told we weren't enough. And so we don't, maybe we're not ever going to make the money we could. And maybe we will. Who knows? Because maybe one day we'll get down there and dig out whatever that belief around money is and fix it. But I think she did a good job of explaining, not that I'm not, and about that. And I'm also going to, because I leaned into her wealthy, the unethical use of the law. Science of Mind has a social justice arm because we want a world that works for everybody. And one of the things that doesn't work about the world is the unfair, wealth distribution. And at some point, the good people are going to have to stand up to the unethical people and say, you know what, that's enough. It's not all in our consciousness. It is set up in our structures. And at some point, we're going to have to stand up and say, you know what, this is enough. Nobody needs that kind of money. And you need to invest it back into your community and into your businesses. And but I'm not going to dream pie in the sky dreams. I'm just simply going to say that at some point, the good people who are, they're going to get tired of being poor church mice, and they're going to dig it out of their consciousness, and they're going to go after the unethical people. And I want to be there for that. So, all right. I don't know about her title, Thou Shalt Not Seek Something for Nothing, other than, it's a good adage to live by. And she did talk a fair amount about the unethical use. It will come back to bite them. So.
Surprise.
Okay. I'm going to have to deal with that. I just got a work text message that makes me go, oh no. Yay. So I'm going to wrap this up. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, expand your definition of prosperity. Okay? Don't think it's just about money. I have given you several other areas that it is about, and that is important to factor. When we talk about prosperity, abundance, and what have you, it's not just about money. Expand your definition. That's the mission. And if you can have compassion for wealthy people, please do. And if you can't, that's okay too. I understand. So, most of the time when I see wealthy people in situations where, I'm just like, you know what? That's called karma. I have compassion for you, but you got yourself into this situation. You're going to have to get out of it. So, I won't do anything to make your situation worse, but I'm a treat to know that you're the beloved child of God, that you know that you are the beloved child of God that you are. So, and that you will then make choices from that place as opposed from, the other place. All right, I'm just going to stop now. And I'm going to remind you of the other mission, which is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. It is a spiritual practice of self-care, which is always a good reminder after we've talked about prosperity, because we can get weird about that topic. We can get super weird about that topic. And so it's a good idea to go and do. I saw a meme one time that said, every time the world treats you cruelly, don't take it and rub it up against yourself. Set it down and go do something nice for yourself. Go do something loving, kind, and compassionate for yourself. Cancel that out. Don't embed it into your consciousness. Go and do the loving, kind, and compassionate thing for yourself to remind yourself who you are as a beloved child of God. So be loving, be kind, be compassionate with yourself as much as you can. That's why I say it every day. My goal in the end is that everything you do for yourself and others is loving, kind, and compassionate. And sometimes the hardest person to love and be kind and to be compassionate with is yourself. Especially when we're beating ourselves up over our lack consciousness. So go practice love, kindness, and compassion on yourself. Starting with, take a deep breath before you speak. You want to think about what it is that's about to come flying out of your mouth. It's one of the things that sent me into therapy one time. I heard myself talk and went, this is not okay. I went to therapy and fixed that. Every now and again I will say things to myself. But most of the time, if I can't say something nice, I don't say anything at all. Take a walk, take a nap, take a break. Say no. Remember that no is a complete sentence. Say yes to something that'll push you a little out of your comfort zone. Eat dessert first. Don't save the good stuff. Treat your life as the special occasion that it is. And make room for joy. Whatever that looks like for you, make room for joy. Joy is a quality of God, therefore joy is a quality of you. It doesn't matter what is going on in the world. It doesn't matter what is going on in your life. You deserve joy. Please make room for it. Please make room for it. All right, beloveds. The rest of the suggestions. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you today. Drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. Your brain works better, your body works better, and your skin looks better when you are well hydrated. It's very important when it's hot, but it's also extremely important when the heat is running. We tend to get a little dehydrated in the winter because we don't think the humidity is a lot lower. Okay? Because the heat's running. All right. Early in your day, bright light, 5 to 10 minutes of sunlight between 7 and 9 a.m. And if you can't get that, artificial light will work to reset those circadian rhythms. You will feel better. You'll have more energy during the day and sleep better at night. And then open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you that you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. I know topics like today don't really stimulate that idea of heaven. But when you learn that heaven is a state of mind, it's a state of consciousness. It is not a place you have to get to, but can become any place you are. Then you are left with the idea, the concept that any place can become heaven. I mean, it might be worth being poor as a proverbial church mouse. Not that I wish that on anybody. If you can walk around in that state of mind that it's all heaven. The richness of experience. Okay? Although I wish everybody to be exactly as prosperous as they need to be. So, not including the church mice. They always come up around Christmas. I don't know what that's about. If you ever seen the Disney version of Robin Hood with the foxes, they're literally church mice in that. They're very cute. They're very cute. Okay. And if we're talking about creating that heavenly mindset, take Emma Curtis Hopkins' advice, look for the good and praise it. Okay. Yes. I'm going to jump into the social media. We are Creative Life Spirituals on a Creative Life Spark. I'm the Running River Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I encourage you to check them out. They're all wonderful. You want to know what's going on with the center? Email info@creativelife.org. That'll get you on the constant contact, which you will get one a week. There's a real person doing it. He doesn't have time to do all that. So, one a week. And the hot links are hot. If it says click here now, it'll take you right to the information you want. Like the YouTube channel, there's a hot link straight to the Soul Session playlist. So, feel free to check that out. And then, or it'll take you to the person that can help you get it. Okay. I'm now at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a get your week started day, a sunny day, a wear a jacket day. It's a little windy out there. A take care of business day, a check out your old beliefs day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You're a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased and well represented. Always. That is the truth of your being. And I encourage you to explore the truth of your being. Peel back the layers of everything that you have been told you are. By religion, by culture, by society, by wealth indexes, by people that know you, by people that don't know you, by archetypes, by stereotypes, by gender normatives. Just peel all of the labels and boxes away and get to know who God knows you to be. That person is good. All right? And probably pretty cool. All right, beloveds. I do need to go figure out what that work text was about. So I'm going to get off this thing. I'm going to let you know that Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.